Might be stepping on some toes today, but let's give it a try. We're tackling the issue of summer travel etiquette. Maybe you've seen the hashtag #CarryOnShame. It started on social media with people sharing photos of airline travelers who ignored the carry-on rules. They stuff huge bags in the overhead bin so there's no room for anyone else's. Etiquette expert KFOR Vega is here to rein us in a little bit. I guess the big issue is when you open that overhead bin and it's completely full and there's only one person in the seat with you, what do you do?
Exactly. You are allowed to carry 2 bags, and my suggestion is obviously you need to be reasonable in the size of your bag, just as those pictures showed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Be reasonable, and you're allowed 2. So I always do an above and a below bag. The above bag is what goes in the bin. You don't touch it again until you get to your destination. The below bag is what goes under your feet, and that has all the things that you want to get to, your technology, your water, your snacks, all that stuff that you need during the flight.
But here's the deal. People don't want to pay the $35 charge for extra baggage, or maybe it's more sometimes.
Exactly.
So they're stuffing everything they need for a 2-week vacation into these bags that they put up there. There's no room for yours. So
yes.
You tell the stewardess to move it, or how did they get on the plane with it in the first place?
Well, usually the airlines are being a little more diligent, and they're not letting that happen. But if it does happen, then yes, definitely ask a stewardess to help you.
Okay, here's something else that one of our viewers brought up. You know those moving sidewalks and the escalators? What are the basic rules for those?
Think about those just as you do the traffic on the road. Slower cars keep to the right. Faster cars keep to the left. So on those moving sidewalks and even the escalators, if you're in a hurry, walking, go to the left. If you're not in a hurry, stand to the right. And they're moving, so when you get to the end of it, you need to slow down. I've unfortunately seen quite a few wipeouts at the end of that moving sidewalk. And then when you do get to the end, step aside. If you need to get your bearings, if you need to figure out where you're going, you know, think about it. If you stop in the middle of the highway, you're going to cause a traffic jam.
Yeah.
Same thing on the escalator.
Or get rear-ended. There you go. Take a look at this commercial.
Maybe traveling for work sounds glamorous, but have you been on an airplane lately?
Man, I think it's good though.
I really wouldn't survive it without this scarf. It's like a little bit of home I can
Well,
stuff in my
you
bag.
know what the problem is. She's got Febreze on it. Tired of all the smells on the airline, whether it's from the jet fuel or the person next to you. All kinds of etiquette questions here. What do you do if the odor from somebody in your area is so strong it's making you sick to your stomach?
And that really does happen.
It does happen.
And again, as much as we think we can be reasonable and be reasonable with someone else, when you're flying, tensions flare. So I always say, go back to the flight attendant and say, you know, that smell really is overbearing, and let them handle it. Don't try and get in the middle of it yourself.
You got an armrest hog. What do you do?
The armrest hog, it never fails, especially when you're in the center seat. You know what? If you're in the center seat, you got the short end of the stick. If you're on the outer sides, give that person in the center seat the space. If you're on the outside seats, you can lean into the aisle, you can lean towards the window. That, you know, look at it as a consolation prize for the center seat. Let them have the armrests.
Okay, now you can take a lot of items on the flight, whether it's you know, an iPad or something like that. And some people plane without earphones.
Make sure you take earphones. And if you forget them, you can pick them up in any of the convenience stores very inexpensively in the gift shops at the airport. But make sure you take earbuds, make sure you take earphones. If you have small children with you and they're playing those devices, that's great. Keep them entertained, but put them on silent or put those earbuds in. You know, I'm a big fan of taking a break from technology, but during traveling, plug them in.
This may have to be part 1 of about a 5-part series, because I've got a lot more questions. But KFOR has a weekly blog of etiquette advice. It's KFORvega.com. We've linked to it for you at KFOR.com. Mike's got a surprise for you coming up.